Back in the house with a 9-4.
You did good, sir.
I feel like Princess Peach, rose gold on my Mercedes. Rose gold on my bitch, looking like her name Mercedes. I need a hoe who down, my little eyes, what up, ladies? Switched out the friendly smile, but the face that reads, fuck you, pay me. Ain't got rabies, I just overdose off coke, and if I know they hope.
What's up, guys? My name is XiX from XiX Wrestlemania.
I'm Ethan from Steak for Bacon.
Now, of course, you guys saw night one yesterday. Today, we're doing night two. Hopefully, we're recording this the night before night one, so hopefully night one was badass. But I'm sure it will be. It's better than you keep mentioning it. Everybody's saying the bill's kind of whack. I kind of agree so much. I think it's like it could have been better, but it's not so bad.
Yeah.
But hopefully, night one was good. But other than that, you ready to start?
Yeah.
We got AJ Styles versus Logan Paul.
Guys, me and Sam were just talking about this match, guys. This is going to be a great match, guys. I love this match. Like I said yesterday, guys, the internet versions are crying again about AJ Styles being in a match with Logan Paul. Not even just them, guys. All the snowflakes, really. Because everybody hates Logan Paul. I mean, obviously, I don't know why, but, like, guys, he's a wrestler. Like, you know what I mean? He loves the heat, you know what I mean? I love him, you know what I mean? I love heels, you know, I've always loved heels. I love heels and faces, guys, you know. But heels obviously have always been cooler, and I think Logan Paul is one that stands out because obviously his character is kind of like a real, like an exaggerated version of himself. You know what I mean? And they always say that the best gimmicks are exaggerated versions of yourself, and that's what Logan Paul is like. I feel, you know what I mean? He's cocky, he's arrogant, he's obviously hated by everybody. It's funny because I think a lot of people talk about it and they're like, you know, he can never turn face even if he wanted to, as it's kind of true, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and this is AJ Styles. It might be one of his last WrestleMania matches, actually. You know, that's something that I don't think many people have brought up, but I feel like it could be one of his last, or maybe even his last. You know, it's gonna be a great match though. They're two great in-ring talents. Obviously, AJ's a veteran. Logan Paul a little bit younger. I don't know who's gonna win this match. It can go either way, but like I told Sam, you know, I feel like Logan Paul, if he won this match, that'd be huge for him to win the WrestleMania match. He won last year. He lost at 39. Now that I'm saying that, I kind of mixed up, but I'm going to go bold pick, guys. Logan Paul is going to pin AJ Styles at WrestleMania 41 and make all you snowflakes cry.
Now, me on the other hand, I think that's kind of crazy. No, I'm just kidding. But I don't hate Logan Paul. He is a really good wrestler. But I don't know. I'm just something about him that like it even extends further than heel heat.
Yeah.
But one thing I wanted to mention is that a lot of people started like saying that I'm not gonna be able to say it off the top of my head, but that when Karrion Kross does like where they show the little segments in the back where Karrion Kross is like talking to talent, I think I should kick the table. Then that talent ends up turning heel. Mm-hmm. So I think that's what he did to Kevin Owens, I believe. I think that's one example. And Karrion Kross has been like messing with AJ Styles this whole time. Obviously, they had their match on Raw recently. So who knows? And actually I wanted to mention that when Karrion Kross and AJ Styles wrestled, who knows? Maybe it was just like a reaction thing. But when he was about to take the phenomenal form, he ended up putting his hands behind his back. And some say he was smiling. I don't know if he was smiling, but some say he was smiling and he just kind of accepted his fate. Mm-hmm. So who knows? Maybe AJ Styles ends up turning heel. You're good. Imagine AJ Styles ends up turning heel. Who knows? Yeah. But I got AJ Styles. AJ Styles is one of my favorites currently and for the past couple of years. He's a hell of a good wrestler. He ain't teenage AJ Styles, but of course he's like 40 years old. So, but even at 40 years old, he can still hang. He's in the best shape of his life. That fool's freaking jacked now. Yeah, it's actually pretty surreal to see, and I really can't wait for this match. Honestly, yes, Logan Paul, like you said, no matter what, he can't be a face. But I think it's cool that a celebrity is being a heel right now. Mm-hmm. It's unique. It's something you don't see. Bad Bunny was like the freaking John Cena of WWE back in 2021 when all that was happening. So obviously, like you're not gonna see him be a face. It's impossible. But it's cool to see him as a heel. And I got AJ Styles taking it though, no matter what. Up next, and I know you're gonna love this one: the Sin City Street Fight. Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre.
Oh man, guys, my boy Damian Priest, guys. Well, he's not El Campeon anymore. I was about to say El Campeon. It's been a while since he's been El Campeon. Yeah, there you go. I love Damian Priest, guys. You know what I mean? And I like Drew McIntyre too. Obviously, I've been hating on him because of the Punk stuff, but it's all obviously just kayfabe. I love Drew McIntyre. You know, he's obviously like literally one of the biggest. He's become a big star. You know, alongside guys like Punk and Cody. So it's very commendable, obviously, compared to where when I started watching where he was. But it's gonna be a really big match. I think this is one of the few matches that like has had some long term story and build. Obviously, last year when my boy Damien Priest cashed in on Drew McIntyre.
Cash on himself.
After that match with Rollins, everybody remembers it, right? With Punk, attacking Drew McIntyre, and obviously even before that, it kind of like settled up. So yeah, it's been building for like over a year now. At the Rumble, Damien Priest eliminated Drew McIntyre. Elimination Chamber, same thing, and then obviously Drew McIntyre helped Logan Paul eliminate Damien Priest. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting on this again. And obviously, I don't know if you guys saw SmackDown the other week where Damien Priest laid out Drew on the car, whatever, on the glass and all that. It's been an interesting build, It's been good. It's been a long term story. It's kind of just like a filler, I feel like, for both guys, just because they weren't involved with the title scene this year.
And they need to be on the WrestleMania card.
Yeah, no, definitely, and I feel like it makes sense. And yeah, it's gonna be a good match. It's gonna be a street fight, so it's gonna be physical and brutal. Street fights are always good, and it's like I say, two of the best workers in WWE right now, so it's gonna be good. But I love Damien Priest, and I know somebody else who loves Damien Priest, and that's the man that books the show, Triple H. So he's been booking it really strong. I think he's gonna win here, and I'm gonna enjoy that. So Damien Priest is gonna win the street fight, Sam.
This one is exciting because they're both physical men in the ring.
Yeah.
That sounded weird. But they're both pretty physical in the ring. Drew McIntyre especially, like they beat their opponents up. And little story about Drew McIntyre. Obviously, if you guys don't know, I'll probably explain it in a vlog one day. I watched wrestling when I was younger, and I had a little break when I was doing sports in high school and all that. I used to watch wrestling with my older brother, actually. The one, well, I don't think you can see it, but there's Raiders decor here because he's freaking whack. But we used to watch wrestling together, but then eventually he started having his family, so he had to move out, go be a man. When he moved out, I stopped watching wrestling. But 2020, long story, but I ended up watching wrestling again because of The Fiend. I need to put his figure up here. I have Aleister Black right here because, the boys are training. But because of The Fiend, I also saw that 2020 year, not the greatest year of WWE, but we did see Drew McIntyre getting built up. And it was cool because obviously Drew McIntyre is a veteran. He's been there fucking since he was tag team champions with Cody Rhodes a long time ago. Which, that's still weird to me how that's the same Drew McIntyre. Yeah. Drew McIntyre nowadays, the Scottish psychopath. There you go. Yeah. That fool does not look like how he used to back then. His hair was a different color. Like it trips me out. But I remember that 2020 Rumble was the first Rumble I saw live. I found my mom never liked buying the pay-per-views back then. But it was the first Rumble we saw live, and obviously it's the Rumble where Edge came out. He won the Rumble, and me being like a new wrestling fan, I really did not know who he was. So I was like, bro, this is whack. Yeah. But then eventually I saw the build-up with him and Brock Lesnar. Obviously we know what happened to him. He's not WWE no more. But it was cool to see a star being built in front of me. Me being a casual at the time, you don't really understand they're building a new star. Once I became a wrestling fan more and more, became a mark. I mean, obviously, look what I'm doing now. It was cool to see, and I understood it now. And I kind of have a little heartfelt feeling for Drew McIntyre. He's one of my top 3 favorites currently. But I got Damien Priest. No, I'm just kidding. But I got Drew McIntyre, honestly. I think he did bring up a good point. This was just a good feud for them to have because they weren't on the Mania card. I think it was last year where it was Rollins and McIntyre, and then freaking Priest cashed in on him. I think it was the first match that opened up the weekend. Huh?
Yeah, on the Sunday show.
Okay, yeah, there you go. And it's basically been a feud building for a year. Mm-hmm. And these are 2 top stars that it would be cool to see them with a title, but they really don't need a title. So it's cool to see them because they never had a feud before. At least, they've never had a feud before. Mm-hmm. Damien Priest as well. I've actually seen him when I started watching NXT, when he would still be the Archer of Infamy. I loved his old theme song back then. I've seen him. I remember watching him win the North American title in that ladder match. I've seen him wrestle against Keith Lee back then. Damien Priest is another one that's probably my top 5 favorite, more or less. So I am excited to watch this match because I know it's a Sin City street fight, meaning they're gonna beat the fuck out of each other. We've seen Drew McIntyre in that freaking Hell in a Cell with CM Punk when he took the toolbox to the freaking forehead. Like, we know these guys can fight, and this match is gonna be brutal.
Yeah.
But I do got Drew McIntyre. Up next, we got the Women's Tag Team Championship. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez of the Judgment Day versus Bailey and Lyra Valkyria.
So
Woo!
guys, this is gonna be an interesting match. You know what I mean? I think it was kind of put together pretty late.
Yeah.
I think it was like a week or two, not like 2
Like
weeks
the last
ago.
Monday night?
Yeah,
Not even, because the Gauntlet match was on last Friday.
Yeah,
So yeah, like more or less that weekend.
like last week barely. But it is, I think for the more talented women, obviously in the women's division, it's gonna be a pretty solid match. I think. I don't think it'll be nothing too crazy, but Bailey is really great, and Lyra is a good talent too.
Is
But
that a fucking firework? In the middle of April?
what the fuck?
Go for it.
But guys, I'm in love with Liv Morgan, guys. You know what I mean? Not gonna lie, like I never really was that big of a fan of hers until she started doing this whole revenge arc with against Rhea Ripley, and became this new character.
She stole her man. She stole Rhea's man,
Yeah,
bro.
stole everything. Stole her man, her group, her title. I thought that was really excellent how they built, that whole story up. And obviously she didn't come out on top of the feud, but I still think she's excellent. You know what I mean? She's really revitalized her character, and she's just a lot more interesting to me. You know what I mean? Because 3 years ago, when she beat like Ronda Rousey, remember she cashed in the Money in the Bank.
Was she freaking rolled her up because they
Yeah.
had to protect Ronda Rousey? I hate shit like that. But yeah, go ahead.
It was a cool moment, but I just really wasn't a fan. Like, they didn't really build up her character like that, as well as they have now. And she has a lot more depth and layer. That's what I like about the new WWE, is that these characters have a lot more depth and layers, and they feel like real people. You know what I mean? And she definitely does, and she's very seductive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I love her.
I don't want to say I always think about it, but I always think about how crazy it was to see a promo the one where Dominic cussed her out. Where she was like, Dominic doesn't love women like you. He loves women like me, and then just pops her ass out. That was so crazy to see on a Monday Night Raw episode.
Her famous jean shorts, guys.
Yeah.
I love Liv Morgan. I love this new character, and I love that they gave him the tag titles, because I felt like we needed to give her a belt. You know what I mean? Because she lost her belt, but I felt like she was still great enough to have a belt, and they gave her the belt with Raquel. I love Raquel too, guys. She's underrated.
She is.
I liked her since she was NXT Women's Champion. She's underrated. And like I said, Bailey and Lyra are kind of a random put together team, but they're excellent. It'll be a good match. But I got Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez retaining the titles at WrestleMania, I guess.
Yeah, I have to give props to Liv Morgan too. I remember when I first started watching, or it wasn't really. I think Ruby Riott was injured, so the Riott Squad wasn't really around.
Mm-hmm.
But if you guys don't know, it's a little bit of my wrestling journey lore. I started watching wrestling like 3 months before COVID, so I used to actually watch. I watched not every match, but I at least watched like a couple matches from every pay-per-view from 2008, 2019. And you helped me, and Thrash as well helped me like find out more lore that I needed to know.
Mm-hmm.
But I would see Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott, and Sarah Logan in the Riott Squad, and it just kind of seemed like they were just like not a put together faction, but a faction that wasn't as dominant.
Yeah.
But when Liv Morgan ended up changing her character at first, I don't even know what to call it, but I remember when she went, it was like COVID, but I can't remember who she was feuding with. But then eventually ended up this whole feud with Rhea, the whole cash-in with Ronda Rousey, the Judgment Day. Like, she really revitalized her career. And honestly, Liv Morgan is one of the most entertaining pieces of wrestling today.
Yeah.
I have to give props to Liv Morgan. And then Raquel Rodriguez too. Actually, fun fact, I think it was the house show. When did we graduate? 2022.
Yeah.
For a graduation gift, my mom got me tickets to like the third row of SmackDown. I wish of a house show that happened in Cruces, and I actually got to meet Raquel Rodriguez with Tita. She was one of the nicest people ever. So also because of that, like I always like think like, oh, she's cool, but she is very underrated. One of my favorite matches that I've at least seen from becoming a wrestling fan was Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez when Rhea Ripley was on her way out of NXT. Mm-hmm. That was one of my favorite matches where she fucking powerbombed her through the stage. Yeah. That was cool to see. Again, another one where I was mentioning Damien Priest, Drew McIntyre. You can also throw in Rhea Ripley. I've seen Rhea Ripley from NXT as well as all of us to have heading up to WrestleMania. Raquel Rodriguez as well. Yeah. I've seen her from NXT when she used to be with Dakota Kai, tag team champions with Dakota Kai, I believe. And then going on to Raw, was a face, but she was just one of those like always smiling faces where it's kind of stale.
Yeah.
Turns heel, ends up joining the Judgment Day, and I really fuck with her. No way they lose. No way they
Yeah.
lose. Like you mentioned, they freaking lost. Or they kind of made up this tag team recently. Made up this match too recently.
Mhm.
No way they just lose like that. And low key, if they lose, I'm gonna be pissed. But
Yeah.
I got Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Up next, oh, I can't wait for this fucking match because of one fucking run.
Oh yeah.
You got another one.
Oh,
No,
shit.
you see those fireworks are for a man I'm about to mention right now. Y'all about to see me mark the fuck out. We got Braun Breaker defending his
Oh,
Intercontinental
shit.
Championship against
The creeper.
Creeper. Let me do that again. Braun Baker versus defending his Intercontinental Championship against Finn Balor. Another one of my favorites, but since he has kind of become like the Dolph Ziggler of WWE, unfortunately, because I love Finn Balor. Against him, against Dominic Mysterio, another one that I love. I was telling him that Dominic Mysterio is probably another one of my favorites, like top 5 as well, because they turned him heel. He ended up joining the Judgment Day. It's kind of like the little wuss of WWE now, where he's just a simp for all these women. How the fuck does he pull these women? Who knows?
Yeah.
But I love Dominic Mysterio. I love the way he does his character, turned heel. He didn't end up becoming another like, oh, Rey Mysterio, kind of like how, oh, Charlotte Flair's another Flair.
Yeah.
They made that shit work, and then the whole feud with Rey Mysterio, obviously. One of the matches I still want is that hair versus mask match between
Yeah,
the Mysterios,
definitely.
but we'll get to that later, one day, hopefully. It's gonna be Braun Breaker, Finn Balor, and Dominic Mysterio versus my fucking man, Penta El Cero Miedo. Obviously, Penta's another one that I've loved too. Going back to me watching wrestling, or starting to watch wrestling, eventually one day, because Thrash is a fucking mark, he showed me AEW. And from there, I remember I saw Ray Phoenix go against one of the Young Bucks, can't remember who, and I loved that match. And then eventually I saw Penta. And from there, I was hooked. I loved his energy, obviously the face paint with the Lucha mask. Like, I've always been a fucking Penta mark since then. I've seen almost every fucking Lucha Underground match he's been in with Io Sky, with Chelsea Green. I've seen him go against Vampiro. And I've seen him plenty of times at the Jose Neri Santos and Juarez. So when he got signed, man, it felt like my own family member got signed. Like, it was insane, and I loved it. And it's crazy because my mom and my stepdad love Penta now, and I'm like, y'all too late on this little get off the train, get off the train. No, I'm just kidding. Now I know I just glazed the fuck out of Penta, but believe it or not, I actually don't think he's gonna win.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm gonna steal the fucking spotlight first. I'm gonna go first, but I don't think he's gonna win. He signed his debut was the debut of Netflix, so like January, no?
Yeah.
I think it's a tad bit early. My prediction is that Dominic Mysterio is gonna win. If Finn Balor wins too, I wouldn't mind that. He's someone that actually really deserves it in this match.
Yeah.
He hasn't been, well, not that he hasn't been much since losing the Universal title run, but he just really hasn't amounted to what we should have expected from Finn Balor.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't see him winning this match. I got Dominic Mysterio. Maybe eventually down the line, Benta will take it from him. But as of tonight, I got Dominic Mysterio.
Oh, yeah.
Go for it.
So guys, this is a big Intercontinental Championship battle for you guys. I love the Intercontinental Championship, guys. Who doesn't love the Intercontinental Championship? You know what I mean? It's the workhorse title. And Braun Breaker has done such a great job of holding this title the past couple months, you know what I mean?
I shouldn't have done that. Maxine's gonna fucking come with me. Go ahead.
He's been excellent, guys. You know what I mean? But I don't think he's gonna win this match. You know, he's not gonna retain because for him, this is gonna be his send off to the main title picture, Sam, and that's exciting to say, right? You know, that quickly. On Finn Balor's side, I don't think he's gonna win it either. Just because he could win it, it definitely would help him be taken serious again. But I gotta agree with what Sam said. I think Dominic Mysterio is gonna win this match just because he's ascended and he really deserves it. Let's talk about Penta first. Like you said, you know what I mean? I've been a fan of Penta for a while. You know what I mean? I had seen his matches when I was younger in Lucha Underground.
You got to see him firsthand. I had to do my research. But...
I was young and watching, you know, a lot of Lucha Underground matches, and I liked him. You know, I liked him a lot. When he was in AEW, you know, I was even though I trash AEW, I was a little bit of a fan of AEW.
Oh, this is when AEW was fun.
Yeah, when they were good.
That freaking Lucha Bros versus Young Bucks, the fucking Canadian Destroyer onto the table on the outside. Like, come on now.
Excellent. Excellent stuff. You know, but the past 2 years, AEW had been underutilizing the Lucha Brothers, and that's why they are where they are now, Sam. You know what I mean? And it's excellent to see, honestly, that now that Penta is here in the WWE. I had seen, obviously, like Sam said, in the Netty, we'd seen Penta before, wrestle there, and now he's in WWE. You know what I mean? I felt like it just made him. He's so marketable. He has such a marketable look, and he's excellent. He has charisma, and he cut a decent promo in English. You know what I mean?
He can, yeah.
So I think he had all the tools that he needed to be a big star in WWE, and you're seeing it firsthand. It's happening. But like Sam said, I think it might be a little too early to give him the belt, and that's why I also agree with Sam that it's Dominic Mysterio's time. It's not too early. It's a little overdue to give Dominic a mid card title. Um, yeah, he's been working his ass off. I think ever since he started wrestling, that SummerSlam debut match.
With Seth Rollins,
Yeah. And obviously, like Sam said, the heel turn, was great, and that's something that has helped change his character and make him such more unique than his father. You know what I mean? Not more unique, but a change, a different, than what people thought he was going to be. And yeah, we have too long, but like Dominic Mysterio is going to win this match, and this is going to help him on his way to also becoming a world title match. But all four of these guys, they're going to be pushed, I think, pretty nicely within the next couple of months, no matter what happens. They're all very, very talented, acts on the card. So it's going to be a really good match, Sam.
Yeah.
Might steal the show.
Honestly, yeah, I agree. And then up next, we have a triple threat match for the Women's World Championship. Io Sky, I always want to call her Io Shirai, but Io Sky defending it against Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley.
Oh, man, guys. This is going to be an excellent match, guys. This is also going to be another excellent match. And this is actually going to be the opener of night 2, actually. It's going to be a really good match. Obviously, guys, I love Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley's my absolute favorite, in the WWE. She has been for so long, guys. The first time I had started seeing her wrestle was WrestleMania 36, the COVID Mania, when Charlotte Flair won the Rumble, and she challenged Rhea Ripley for the NXT Women's Championship. And yeah, from there I fell in love, guys.
I remember. Actually, that's the first Mania that I've actually watched live. Believe it or not. Interesting Mania, but it wasn't a bad one. It was just no crowd.
Yeah.
But that match was fucking beautiful.
I
I was marking out with that match.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, like they're throwing shots.
Yeah.
That's when Rhea still had her short hair. That's why you liked her.
No, yeah,
I know
I was
you.
about to say that actually. He read my mind, guys. Yeah, I love women with short hair, guys. Something about me, and she had indeed had short hair, but it was just much more than that. She was excellent in the ring, and that's when I started to watch, NXT Women's Wrestling a lot more. Obviously, there's a lot of great matches, like with Io Sky was there, Raquel was there still, Bianca was still there. You know what I mean? But they weren't there for too long. Within the year, they were already on the main roster, which is pretty of a testament, to how talented.
Well, Bianca ended up winning the Rumble.
Yeah, exactly. Her rookie year. So, and Rhea was the number 2, the last woman eliminated too in that one, and she was going to beat another one of my favorites at the time, Asuka. I love Asuka. And for the women's title, and and she after that, her character kind of fizzled a little bit. Not that her character fizzled, but Vince McMahon, obviously, he didn't know how to book women's wrestling at the time, obviously, and I think her character was a little bit flat up until she held on the edge to get the WrestleMania match, whatever it was, against AJ Styles, and she turned heel, and now she's mommy, guys. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
It's crazy because now, like, she's a fucking, like, I would be scrolling on TikTok and random accounts that you could tell aren't wrestling fans are geeking over it.
That's insane. Yeah. Like, that's what I love about it, is that she's become such a big star. Like, people that I know that don't even like wrestling, like, they love her. You know what I mean? And that's so cool to me. You know what I mean? Because that's what it's about. Yeah, that's what wrestling's about. Is that you gotta be a big star. You want to become a big star to be like that, to be mainstream. And she definitely is, and obviously I love her. Another one that's very seductive. You know what I mean? She's beautiful. Kind of ran a little too long about her, but yeah, I love everything they've done with her. And she's a top draw, guys. She's a very top draw, and so is Bianca, though. Bianca also has her large crowd of fans, and she's a big draw, and so is Io. I think Io's getting there. I don't. But she's also very popular, very good in the ring. They're all very good in the ring. Like we said. They all came from the same era of NXT. They're all excellent wrestlers, guys. It's going to be such a good match. I'm excited. You know what I mean? I don't know who's gonna win, Sam. I'm not gonna pick Sam. I'm just kidding. Like I told Sam, I hope Rio wins. Be cool if Io wins, but I think that Bianca Belair is gonna win and become Women's World Champion. And I just think it's just because she's just kind of become like the Bianca Cena. I've been calling her Bianca Cena for like 2 years, guys. But she's talented, and if she wins, I won't be too mad anymore because she's been winning for like so long, guys. I was mad when she beat Asuka 2 years ago at WrestleMania. So that was the last time I got mad because it was, it's whatever, But yeah, I think she's gonna win. Hope she doesn't, but I feel like she will win, and it'll add to that Jade Cargill story later on. But we'll see how that goes down the line. Jade Cargill's gonna, Bianca Belair's gonna win. Sam, what do you think?
I don't know. This one could go either way, but you did mention it. And I'm gonna piggyback off of that. That Io Sky is barely like coming into her own when it comes to terms as in like being a top draw like Bianca and like Rhea. Both of them have been pushed very heavily. We've seen, think about it, Bianca won the Rumble 4 years ago, and she is again going for the freaking world title. I'm so confused. I get confused with the new freaking titles, the Women's World Championship, and Rhea's
also world champion 4 years ago too.
Yeah. I think she ended up winning it on a random like pay per view. Huh? She didn't even end up winning a Rumble or Money in the Bank. Like she won it like 2-3 months after freaking she made her debut from NXT. So that should tell you something. Even it being VKM that was booking at the time.
Yeah.
But we saw Rhea take on Charlotte. She won. We've seen Rhea. You're better knowledge than I am.
We've seen Rhea. Rhea got her own pay per view. Remember that she had all that Elimination Chamber in Australia. You know what I mean? That's how popular she was. That she got her own pay per view. Against Nia Jax. The match against Becky Lynch at WrestleMania last year was excellent. Her matches against Liv Morgan have been great too. She's had a lot of excellent matches since becoming this new Rhea Ripley. You know what I mean? Or you were
oh, I thought you were gonna keep going, but my heart wants to pick Rhea because Rhea is like another one of my favorites as well. But I think Io Sky's gonna take it.
Oh, that's
I feel like
pick.
Yeah, it is, but I feel like Io Sky's gonna take it so that way they can give her that dominant win. She beat Rhea, but technically off of like distraction by Bianca.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, like this is gonna be her big win opportunity. If not, it's probably gonna be Rhea.
Yeah.
But I have Io Sky for this one.
Nice.
Last but not least, and honestly, I don't even have like a pick for this one because this one's gonna be hard. Cody Rhodes defending the undisputed WWE Championship against the one and only John Cena.
Oh my god, guys! Holy shit, Sam! My mind has been blown, guys. This match has been built so good. I think, as much as we've been saying that some of the matches have been built pretty poorly, I think if you were to pinpoint one that has been built the best, it's this one. It's been excellent.
The promos have been insane.
They had a really good promo tonight, actually, on SmackDown.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I didn't get to a chance to catch it.
It was pretty good, But that's all they've been having, since this match was basically confirmed at Elimination Chamber. And it's still crazy, the Elimination Chamber heel turn with John Cena.
Bro, I was at Monster Jam that day, laboring for Monster Jam. And who was it? I think it's me and Zoomies that told me. He just goes, bro, John Cena turned heel in the middle of a monster truck freaking freestyling. It was hilarious. But go ahead.
Yeah, guys, it's been wild. Cena is a heel now, and he's had some really great promos since then. And Cody's had really good firebacks at him since then too. And it's been so interesting to see what they had to say to each other. There's been a lot of fire back and forth. Just dissing the hell out of each other. Cena called him a nepo baby.
Yeah.
I forgot what.
What did he say last time? He's like, "I build empires. You take money from their parents."
Yeah,
that was a bar.
Cody called Cena a corporate manufactured, factory manufactured. You guys know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's funny stuff. It's good stuff. And I've said it to a lot of people. Like I like Cody, but I wasn't really too big of a fan of him even like last year when he won the title from Roman. But like this whole feud has made me love Cody even more. I don't even know why. Because I like Cena. I've always loved Cena. I was a Cena kid when I was young. But I just I love heel Cena too. I love it. But I like I don't know. Cody's the top guy, and I love that. I love that for him. I love that for the WWE. You know what I mean? He's the big draw now. And it's another thing. Like I was saying with Drew McIntyre that compared to when I started watching, you know, he wasn't even a mid-card guy. You know, he was a tag team match with Damon Sandow. And he's, you know, world champion. You know, he's the guy going into this WrestleMania. And that's what I'm telling you, the heel turn maybe he'd love him more because that's what it was supposed to do. You know what I mean? It was supposed to make all the little kids love Cody. It's supposed to make everybody love Cody. I love Cody now, you know, like a lot more just because this has been something that's unique, you know. And they are unique, I think. They're unique wrestlers. Obviously, John Cena's been, you know, John Cena. He's John Cena, you know. But Cody Rhodes, I feel like, is the new John Cena. You know, he's the next John Cena. And I feel like that's the whole point of, you know, this match and this rivalry. And either way it goes, it's going to be great. This might be a bold pick too, but guys, I think Cody Rhodes is going to retain, guys. And bold take, I think we're going to see a certain Texas Rattlesnake show up and assist him in winning this match. I got Cody Rhodes retaining the WWE Championship, Sam.
This match is hard to predict. It's definitely the match I've had circled. Like, believe it or not, after I just freaking slobbered on Penta earlier, this is actually the one I have circled the most because it's hard.
Yeah.
This is Cena's last year, and if he wins it, it's his 17th title.
Yeah.
So it's like, but then Cody is also the face of WWE, and he's had it for a year now. So it's like really like, damn, who could you pick?
Yeah.
But Cody has been the face of WWE. I feel like this is gonna be like that last fight because I hate wrestling fans, honestly. I really hate wrestling fans. But a lot of them are saying that Cody Rhodes is getting stale, and I really don't believe it. I don't. Yeah. I think Cody Rhodes is still the face of WWE for a reason because at the end of the day, what a bunch of 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds has never even touched a woman is going to be complaining about. It's not the same thing for the younger kids, the younger generation that do enjoy wrestling, that still likes to get lost in wrestling, doesn't get involved with all the politics and all the bullcrap that wrestling fans should have no business being near.
Yeah.
But of course, they want to know everything. They're eventually going to freaking complain about Cody. I knew that the day he won WrestleMania 41 last year, right?
Yeah.
But with that being said, I'm going to have Cena take it this one. I think he's going to break that record. He definitely deserves it. No matter what, he definitely deserves it. He made all of our childhoods. My friend freaking dressed up as him to be in the Rumble. Like, that's how much of an influence Cena has.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, he's heel. Let's be real. Like, you can't hate John Cena.
Yeah.
I love the character. I love his promos. His promos are fucking sick, and it's like, damn, like, my bad, dog. Like, I don't know we made you, like, feel that bad, bro. We didn't know you were a human being like that. But this heel work that Cena's doing is insane, and I love it, and I love watching it. And I've been trying to savor it, like, every last moment because, again, I started watching in 2020, so I really didn't get that much of John Cena. The first time I saw John Cena, like, well, again, as I started watching wrestling, was a Firefly Funhouse match.
Yeah.
So it was like this past 5 years, I've been seeing Cena on the last legs of his career. So I feel like, or not that I feel like, but I know that he's probably going to end up winning.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's going to be Cody Rhodes ended up taking the title back eventually.
Yeah.
Probably like a SummerSlam.
Yeah, probably.
Like a rematch thing, whatever. So that way he can drop it. Probably see a couple dream matches until he makes his exit.
Yeah.
Like crazy, bro. We're already 4 months into the year, and Cena's like, we're going to retire anymore.
Yeah, that is crazy.
But nonetheless, that's our WrestleMania 2 predictions. We wanted to put this on Instagram. I don't think it's going to make it on Instagram. But, yeah, fun little extra side episode as we get ready for our XiX show for football already. Obviously, basically the big football here. But happy Easter. I hope you guys enjoy your WrestleMania night 2 and Easter family. Please don't ditch your family to watch WrestleMania. Just watch them with them or something.
Yeah.
But other than that, my name's XiX from XiX Sports Network.
And I'm Ethan from Mistaken for Bacon.
And we'll catch you guys next time.
Happy 420.
Accomplished luchador who has been a star in the making in his recent arrival to WWE.
Ray Phoenix has set the world on fire thus far, but if he pulls a victory here, it really will be something to shout.